everybody and welcome on today's video. It's repotting time also for this air layered field maple, which is starting to bud out quite consistently. I also thought about this tree because I saw a video from Xavier from the bonsai retreat talking about thread grafts. Now I don't think that this graft is, you see, it's on video, it's completely okay. But I don't care at all because, well, the only thing that I can do now is let it grow and it will work. I have a new bud here, I have a couple of new buds here and here. So this tree is doing quite fine. One thing that I also quite like is that I cleaned up one part of the wound here where I made a big chop. And that looks like it's healing over. So that means if I see that it grows well, next year I will do this portion here. And then, of course, the taper will be much better. So it's better to do that one side at the time. Well, at least that's my opinion. I also have a little pine seedling here, so I want to keep that. It's so cute, so I don't want to kill this. But first of all, the repot and try to make a nice root base. So let's start. So this tree is in a rather shallow container. Did not fill the pot completely, of course. Didn't expect it to, but it is now time to work on a radial root spread. And what I want to do first is get this pine out. So I have a little pot prepared here for that little guy. Look at that. I have 7 other, but this one started to grow here in this pot and I didn't plant it here. So, well, there are pine trees all over the neighborhood, so it's not really impossible to have wild seedlings, but I know that pines really don't like. Boy, look at that dude. Now I think I understand why pine roots are fragile. That's okay, well, we know that, so let's reduce it by half, put it in some soil. Sorry, blocking the view, I know. So that's probably why you don't want, oh boy, to bare root pines, because they have a whole lot of roots and why it is so complicated to get them out of the ground. All right, so it's just for now. I'll have a look at it later, but at least he's safe. So, sorry about the interruption and the bad filming, but you need to do what you need to do. So this moss is nice. I'll keep it. There's no weeds in it, just a couple of dead leaves. Okay, so I'll keep the moss. Love moss. Okay, and then I'll start combing out the roots. And I always start from the bottom and the sides because that's where all the entanglement is. And that's what creates the difficult parts in your repot. So once that you can clean this up, you're good. So anyway, I'm not going to use all this stuff here, so there's absolutely no need to keep that. So let's get rid of that. And that's gonna help a lot and make things a whole lot faster. So that's good. Now clean up the roots. You see it's an air layer, you have this ugly ring that is forming, but it is just callousing, and you can just remove that. There's still some inverse taper, but that's also not a real problem, because since all the roots are coming from here, it will slowly spread out. Well, not slowly, it can be fast. So you see, this is the preferred front because of, well, the top and the roots. But these are a whole lot of small roots that you don't need. It's better to remove one or two, keep the others. Reduce the biggest ones. I think this is going to be a quick but good repot. So I'm going to wash this out, of course, and then we'll have a better look. And we do a root prune to improve this root base. Be right back. So the tree can already stand on its own, which is also always a good sign. Now this is the front, and like I said, there's too much roots here, and I prefer to get rid of some of the really fine ones and let the bigger ones take over. So that shows a little more maturity. Last year or the year before, I don't remember, was this first potting up of this tree. And then of course you want to keep as much roots as you can. But now it's time, I think, to do a selection. Simplify it. So that's already better. There's a very big root here in the bottom. Well, there's different roots here, so that can be removed. These are two big roots. I hope you can see them. These are removed now. Can even get them a little shorter, and also the root next to it can be removed. Because you want one root plane. Well, I do. I don't know what you want. And like I said before, you can do what you want with your trees. It's your trees. Okay, so that's better. Still a little bit too much roots here. That's good. This one is a good root, but then I don't need that one. But maybe just for this year, to close this gap here. Here I have two roots on top of each other. I will remove the bottom one. Like so. That's good, that's good. That's also good. That's here something is going on. Yeah, I see it. We have this big root here doing this, so it's already a big root, so I'll remove this portion and this portion. So you see that gigantic curl here. So that's gone. This is still a big root. I have a small one that will take over. Also big roots. This is growing straight down. Okay. This root is absolutely not radial, so I don't like that. There's not a lot I can do to reposition that, but it's not that bad. They're just a little bit too big, so I'll reduce them. And then it is always possible that something sprouts from the side, which is better than. This is still too big. Still too big. Okay. Not wild about this one. So I'll reduce it. And I think that's good. So I reduced a whole lot, but these are field maples, you know. It's one of the best species, in my opinion, to do bonsai with, especially when you begin. Very forgiving, very strong growers. Okay, so maybe I don't need a big pot like I had. Maybe I can go a little smaller. So let me see what I have. So this is a pot that served a whole lot of purposes in the last years. I had it, I think, over probably 25 years. Okay. And I'm going to position the tree in this pot now. I think it's gonna fit. And well, I need to have a good look at the front. That's all that matters at this moment. And try to arrange the roots, that's one that I cut off, as nicely as I can, because that's the whole purpose of this operation. This root is a good root, but it should come up a little bit. And I don't think it's going to be possible, but yeah, I'll try anyway. But I think it's starting to become really nice. So in the front everything looks good. In the back not so much. I don't like the roots here, but well, when there are no roots, there are no roots, so I'll have to wait until these roots start to grow. And you know, if you really want a root in a spot, then you can always graft one. So that's it. I'm going to work this in and then give the tree a good watering. I'm gonna keep the soil a little bit too high. I think the front is okay. Just gonna add a little soil and then chopstick it in, and I think we will be good to go. All right, let's do that. So the tree is potted up, watered. Just going to add a little extra here around the root base. And now I'm going to put my pieces of moss back. The tree is fairly stable in the pot, so in a couple of days it will even be better. So a little moss here, a little bit there, and an even smaller part here. So I think this looks kinda okay. It's a very straight trunk, not a lot of movement, so I think this tree will be better off to become some kind of broom style, which will make it interesting in its own style. So a few flaws that I should address, that I could address: 1, 2, 3 branches starting from exactly the same position, so that's not that good. It will cause swelling. I have a smaller one here, so I'm going to remove this one. So the smaller one can take over. That's better, I think. And then I have a little bud here, so that's gonna be nice. It will probably replace this one or this one in the future. Then of course some bud selection, some buds growing straight down, you don't need that. But these are all little things that I can address when I see that everything is growing nicely. So I think that's gonna be all. So thank you for watching and see you next time.